Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Achieving Alpha. And in this video, we are going to talk about the global market sell-off panic. Now, if you're someone who is an active participant of the stock markets or who is an active trader or an investor, you might have seen that since the past week or since 4 to 5 days, there has been a sharp sell-off in the global markets, be it US markets or European markets or Asian markets. There has been a sell-off everywhere, and most of you, especially beginners, are now worried what to do next. What should be their strategy for the next few days? Now, there are basically two kinds of people in the stock market. One are the traders, and the second one are the investors. We'll discuss what both can do, what should be the strategy, and how it can benefit them in the long run. So, without further ado, let's begin. Before that, let me just show you what sort of sell off I'm talking of. So, this is the futures indices of the world markets. You can see there is a steep fall everywhere, and there is a big bearishness in all of these future indices. You can see here is the United States, here are European markets, here are the Asian markets, and you can see there is a fall everywhere. Don't be confused by the 6.18%. This is basically the volatility index, and this demonstrates the kind of fear in the markets. So you can see what sort of fear do we have, and that is clearly visible in these indices. Also, if I show you the global indices, so that was the futures index. Now the US markets are yet to open, but I'm pretty sure that they will open with a huge gap down, and there will be a lot of bearishness today. And you can see that the S&P 500 wicks rose by about 18%. Now this demonstrates the kind of fear in the markets, and you can see that the European markets have a pretty steep fall too. You can see that DAX has fallen by over a 2%. DAX is the stock market index of Germany. FTSE, which belongs to United Kingdom, has fallen by over 1.5%, and CAC, which is the index of France, has also fallen quite steeply. So we can see that there is a global panic mode in the markets as of now, and you might be wondering what should you do. And especially if you're a beginner, this video is really important. So let's begin. So first of all, for the investors, the one thing that I can suggest you, or rather I can tell you, is do not panic. I'm sure that if you're new and you have entered the markets recently, it's really a situation which might be panic for you, but it's not. It's quite common. It's a healthy correction and it's necessary, because if the market keeps going up in a single line or in a single direction, it's not really good for the markets and for you as an investor or a trader. So the second point is that a lot of you must have entered at high levels, and now when the markets are crashing, you are wondering if you should sell your good quality and fundamentally strong stocks. So the first thing is learn from your mistake. Never chase a stock blindly, because the mistake that you did here was that you were chasing the market blindly and you bought the stock at the wrong valuation. There is no harm in that. If you are a very long term investor, let's say you have planned to invest for 10 years or even 20 years, there is no harm, because the stock is bound to go up provided it is a fundamentally strong company and a good stock. So you have entered at high levels, do not panic sell in loss, just hold the trade. One thing I can suggest you is better you average your buying price when the stock comes at a lower price. So that's something that you can do. The third point that I can suggest you is accumulate quality stocks at dips. This is really important. What happens is that whenever there is a sharp sell off, an intelligent investor buys good stocks at lower prices, whereas a new investor who is new to the markets sells it off in panic. This should not be your strategy. If you want to generate wealth in the long term, make use of these falling opportunities and accumulate quality stocks at dips. We'll talk about some of the stocks in this video which you can accumulate during this fall and benefit in the long run. The fourth point is that, which a lot of you need to understand, is that the market will go up in the long run. So plan long term and invest in tranches. What do I mean when I say invest in tranches? Let's say you have 50,000 rupees to invest in a particular stock. Buy some amount when the stock is, let's say, at 5,000 rupees. Purchase some quantity of that stock. Let's say the stock falls more to 4,500, then invest a little bit more, more than the previous investment. If it falls further to 4,000, then invest more and keep averaging like this, because if you invest all the money in a single go, you won't have money to average it out later, and which will make you lose out on an opportunity. So invest in tranches. Now, the fourth point is that, and this is really important, that you should invest some portion in gold to hedge your long term portfolio. Now, gold is considered a really safe asset for investment, and you should definitely have some exposure to gold because this will help you keep your portfolio safe. Generally, there is an inverse relation between gold and the equity markets. So, when the equity markets are shooting up, so gold goes down, and vice versa. Right now, the situation is not that favorable and it is not following this, but generally, this is seen in the long term. So, have some exposure to gold. The best way I can tell you is to go through the sovereign gold bonds, or the best way that I personally suggest is to invest in a gold ETF. Now, gold bees is a great choice and it has ample liquidity, so you can invest in gold bees. The problem with bonds is that you have a minimum lock-in period, and one thing that I will never personally suggest you is to invest in physical gold because there are a lot of making charges and everything, and that will really spoil things for you, and this will really ruin your returns. So the best way that I will suggest is to go through gold bees. It's a great ETF with a lot of liquidity, so you can enter and exit anytime. And if you're a total beginner and you really don't know what stocks to invest in, you don't know fundamental analysis, you don't know how to read balance sheets and all, no problems. You can go with mutual funds or ETFs are really the way to go. Now, these are three ETFs that I would suggest that you can invest in. The first one is the Motilal Oswal N100 ETF, which is the Nasdaq 100 ETF. Now, a lot of you want to invest in US companies from India. There are ways, there are brokers which allow you, but it's not that straightforward. So what you can do is you can invest in this N100 ETF. This is a combination of the Nasdaq 100, which is the top 10 100 top 100 tech companies in the USA, which includes Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, and a lot more great companies you are aware of. So one of the ways is that you can invest in the N100 ETF. Now let me show you what sort of return has this given in the past. It's definitely a great choice if you want to invest for long term. And let me just show you. So this is the N100 ETF. If you look at the 1 year performance of this particular fund, this has given you a return of over 50%, which is really great for an ETF. And if you compare it with 5 years, so this has given you a return of over 228%, which I think is really great. Now, this is one ETF which has good liquidity, and you can consider investing in this one. So, this is definitely worth a try. And the second one is Nifty Bees. So, this is basically what will do what Nifty does. So, the underlying asset here is Nifty. And if you want to invest in Nifty, the best choice for you is Nifty Bees. So, you can consider this. And if you want to invest in the financial sector of India, and I personally think that the Indian markets has a lot of growth story coming up, so you should definitely be a part of it and try to invest whenever there is a dip in these two. And Bank Bs is basically what the banking sector, or the performance of Bank Bs is directly correlated with that of Bank Nifty, which is the banking sector stocks of India, top banking sector stocks of India. So you should consider investing in these three ETFs. If you are a complete beginner, if you have some experience, you can go with direct stocks, or you can keep some exposure to ETFs and mutual funds and some to direct equities. So here is a little bit of a bonus if you're a long-term investor. So these are the five stocks that you can accumulate for long term, and you can maximize the benefits of this particular fall. So I will not go into the details of each of these stocks because the video is already getting pretty long, but let's just quickly skim through them. So the first one is Asian Paints. And before that, let's just have a look at Nifty. So Nifty is currently trading at a 13,964. So it has closed at 13,964. And the momentum looks really bearish. You can see that the MACD has given you a bearish crossover and the RSI has gone below 50. So it's looking pretty weak. And the Nifty is having this particular trend line. So tomorrow, if it breaks this particular trend line with good volume, then you can expect a further fall. And the reason I'm saying that Nifty has become bearish is because it has closed below 14,000, which was a very important psychological level. It was a really important support for Nifty and it has broken it and closed beyond that. So we can expect more fall in days to come. So Nifty has already broken up its 20 moving average, 20-day moving average, and now the next support would be at 50-day moving average, which is around 13,700. And if Nifty breaks that further, I can see a really bearish move post that, and the next target that I see is 13,500. And if it even breaks that, then be prepared to see 13,000 levels in Nifty as well. So the trend has become really bearish, and you can see the last 4 days have been big and strong bearish candles. So just keep an eye on Nifty, and that's what you can do. Just keep uh, good use of this fall. Just make good use of this fall and keep accumulating stocks on dips. So let's talk about the stocks. The first one, as I mentioned, was Asian Paints. So Asian Paints has recently broke its 50-day moving average, and the next support that I see is 2300. So you can also buy it at this level. You can see that the stock not very long ago was trading at around 2900, and now it's available below 2500. So you can start investing in tranches. Asian Paints is a really good stock, and it has generated huge wealth for its investors in the last few years. So we can see Asian Paints. If you look at the 5-year return profile, it has given you a humongous returns of more than 193%, which I think is really great. And if you see this, so again, the financial trend looks really great. The revenue and the profits have been increasing year on year, and this is great. And as usual, as I say, that ROE is really important. So it has an ROE of over 28%. So this is really great stock which you can have for long term. Let's quickly go through these, and then let's talk about what a trader should do in this market. So these are the rest of the stocks that you can buy, which is HDFC AMC, Bata India, Bajaj Finance, and Avenue Supermarts. Now I won't go into the details of all of these stocks. I will quickly just share the levels at which you can buy. So HDFC AMC has also broken its 20-day moving average, which was around 3100. The next support that I see is around 2850, which is the 50-day moving average for this particular stock. If it falls further, then the next buy that you can initiate is at 2600. So this is again the really good stock if you want to invest in this for long term. And this is basically belonging to the mutual fund industry. So I really think that mutual funds have a great potential in India, and as people become more aware about investing and their financial health, they will really start going to mutual funds. So HDFC AMC has a really large growth potential in times to come. The next stock is Bata India. Now I'm telling you all of these stocks because these are available at a fair valuation. I won't call them cheap, but this is not too expensive either. You can start accumulating these stocks because the markets may reverse and we might see a bounce back. So it has also broken its 50-day moving average, as you can see, and the next target that we have is around 1450. So you can start accumulating from here and then slowly buy in tranches and keep accumulating the stock. It is again a great stock for long term. We can also see the returns that Bata India has given in the last 5 years. This has given you a returns of more than a 224%, which is really great. And let's have a look at HDFC AMC also. Now, that's a recently listed stock. It was listed in 2018, and since then, it has given you a decent return of over 60%. But I personally think that a lot of growth story in HDFC AMC is yet to come. You can see that it has an ROE of over 35%, and let's have a look at Bata as well. Bata has an ROE of over 18%. Now, the next stock is going to be Bajaj Finance. You should definitely consider investing in this particular gem because this has created humongous wealth in the past for its investors. I have a detailed video on 5 large cap stocks that you should consider investing. Bajaj Finance is one of those. So I have done a detailed analysis there. You can have a look. Here we can quickly skim through the ROE, which looks really great, over 20%. We can have a look at the 5-year return profile of Bajaj Finance. As I said, it has created really good returns for its investors. Let's talk about the buying levels for the same. So, buying levels for Bajaj Finance would be somewhere around 4500. I would call it a fairly good price to buy. You can even buy it here. You can see that the stock has taken support at this particular price multiple times. So, you can start investing from here on and then buy at every dip. Bajaj Finance is a great stock, and let's look at the last stock, which is going to be DMart. So DMart, as you see, was pretty run up recently, and now it has started to correct after making a high of almost about 3150. The next good buy level for this particular stock would be around 2660, which is the 50-day moving average. If it breaks this further, then the next target or the next buy level, which I see, is 2410, which you should consider investing in this particular stock. One of the things that I like about this stock is the management of the company, which is doing a great job. The ROE looks fairly good, and the stock has given really good returns to its investors since the time it has been listed. It's a pretty recent listing of 2017, and since then, just see the return for yourselves. And I think this has a lot more growth to come in the future. So that was all about investment, and this was all for investors and what long-term investors should do in this particular fall. So to summarize it, just don't panic. Just keep buying good stocks at good levels, and just keep building your investment portfolio, and this will pay off in the long run. Now let's talk about traders, or what should traders do. Now I myself, I am more of a trader. I also invest long term, but mostly I am focused on trading. So the first thing that I need to say for traders is that if you're a beginner, please stay away from the markets till the budget and observe from the sidelines. Learn how markets behave, and I always say that not taking a trade is also a trade. Protecting your capital in these markets is the biggest thing that you can do, and it will really keep you in the game. If you take too much of trades, if you do over trading, if you trade, if you even trade when your setup doesn't come, there is not long time that you're going to survive in these particular markets, and you will be pulled out pretty soon. So just keep an eye and just don't over trade. If you're a beginner, please stay away. The second point is what will follow up the first point is that opportunities will always exist. The markets are not going anywhere, so just be on the sidelines, observe. There are a lot of things that you can learn from observing the markets, so that will teach you a lot. Now, for traders who have some experience, I can say that the shorting opportunities are coming up ahead in Nifty and Bank Nifty. Why am I saying this? The first one was that I showed you Nifty charts. Now I want to show you the figures of the FII and DII trading activity. Now, these are the two entities that completely drive the direction of the market. If they sell, the market is bound to go down. If they buy, the market is bound to rise. That's what we have seen in the last few days, right? Now you can see that today the FIIs have sold worth 1700 crores in the cash segment. Now, what does this tell you? This tells you that the FIIs might have started up their selling spree, and you can see that the last 3 days they have been consecutively selling. And this has been the story for DIIs for almost a month now, more than a month, I would say. And now, if at all both start selling, you can expect what will be the kind of bearish momentum that we might expect in the days to come. Again, be watchful, be careful. I really do not want you to lose out on your capital and just ruin your capital. The shorting opportunities are coming up, but you should be alert and be careful at the same time. What I would suggest is to combine price action with option chain to reap the maximum benefits. And talking about the option chain, so tomorrow is the monthly expiry of Nifty. You can see that a huge put unwinding has been done at 14,000 level. What does this mean? The traders who believe that 14,000 will be a strong support have now started to cover up their sold puts, and this is a strong unwinding that I can see. So it's really unlikely that the 14,000 level will be breached in tomorrow's expiry. Nifty is expected to stay below 14,000. Again, there is no surety. It's a monthly expiry. It's a really volatile event, and you should stay away from the market if you are a beginner. So never get into the markets if you don't know how to trade on a monthly expiry. uh, Downside, if you see, then there is not a lot of great OI buildup, so we can see that people are not sure of the next support that Nifty is going to take. Whereas on the call side, you can see that there is a heavy call writing on every strike price, which is a multiple of 100. What does this tell us? This tells us that the market has become bearish, but again, you need to be alert and just keep an eye on both ends. So you should be alert and just uh, be really, if you're a beginner, just stay away from the markets. That's all I can say. Always stay with the trend. This is really important. Don't take a contra trade, especially if you're a beginner, because if the markets are going down and if you're initiating a long position, you are really just harming yourself and your capital. So don't do that. And I would say that avoid trading till budget. If you haven't traded in a budget before, just stay away from the markets. Just observe the markets behavior on the budget day. I'm sure you will learn a lot of things. Market will definitely pick a clear trend after the budget. Till then, it's going to be really volatile. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. Whether you initiate a long trade or a short trade, there are really high chances that your stop losses at both the sides will get triggered. So just stay away and observe. Once you gain experience, the market is here to stay. You are here to stay. There is a lot of time to trade. And the last point or the last slide that I have for you is avoid option selling till budget if you're a beginner. If you're a pro options trader, or if you have been selling options for quite some time and you are experienced, you might be making a lot of money out of this particular markets because the volatility is really high and the premiums are really high for the options. So it's great. But again, with high volatility, option selling is really not recommended because the theta decay, which is a best friend for an option seller, gets really vanished away. So you don't really get that high of a theta decay for which you are selling options in the first place. The next point is that in the current scenario, one thing that I can request you is to always hedge your positions when selling options, no matter what, because anything can happen. The markets are really unpredictable as of now. Budget is on the way and the markets are really volatile. So please hedge your positions to protect your capital. The main thing or the primary objective of you as a trader should be to protect your capital, because if that is gone, it's really detrimental both for your financial as well as your mental health. So always hedge your positions, especially in the current scenario. The last point before wrapping up is that you should not be very tempted to sell low priced options without stop loss. If you are familiar with option Greeks, you might relate that there is this Greek called gamma which can instantly kill you anytime. The best example that I can give is of the last weekly expiry, where a bank nifty option rose from 5 rupees to 100 rupees. Now you can imagine the kind of loss that person would have had if he had sold that 5 rupees option, and if he had not used any sort of stop loss, or if he had not hedged his position. So don't be greedy and never sell these low priced options, especially at the end of the expiry. I see a lot of traders just sell these 5 rupee options around 1 p.m. or 2 p.m., and then if at all a sharp move comes, gamma is going to kill them anytime. So just avoid these, and these are some of the points that you can consider if you are a beginner. So you can just stay away from the markets. If you're an investor, you have plenty of good opportunities. For traders, I shared some of the points that I think you can follow to protect your capital and to stay in the markets. So there is nothing to be fearful of this fall. The fall is going to come. This is not even a crash. This is just a healthy correction, which is necessary. And you can see that the fall has become more and more intense here. The VIX, which was rising up 6%, has now shot up 12%. And it would be interesting to see how US markets behave today and how does Indian markets open up tomorrow. So I think this has become a pretty long video, but just wanted to share some of the things that I think will be really helpful for you, especially if you're a beginner, because a lot of beginners are scared of this fall. This is a cycle of the market. The markets will go up, they will go down, but in the long run, they are bound to go up. So if you're an investor, enjoy the fall, accumulate stocks at dips, and if you're a trader, I share those points. I hope you find them helpful. Please like the video if you like it, and if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing the channel, and please share it with people who you think might find this information useful. So it was a long video. Thank you for staying till the end and listening. See you in the next one then. Take care and bye bye.